Hariom to all of us here and to everyone who's joining online. And we are very, very happy to welcome Swami Muktanandaji. He is in his Divine Life Society ashram, maybe 2 hours outside of Montreal, in the mountains, with a real winter Christmas, white Christmas, I'm sure. And anyway, Swamiji, he usually spends a couple of months in the ashram. Other than that, he's traveling most of the time, giving retreats in French, so into the French-speaking part of the world, in Europe, and Switzerland, and France, and Belgium. And he also speaks Spanish and gives retreats in Chile, and Argentina, I think also. And we'll have an English retreat at Assisi. And then a one-week English retreat at Anande as well in the summertime. And everybody loves his talks. He has a large following. And so we're very, very happy to have him. And I haven't mentioned this, but the idea of this retreat, The Trust That Liberates, actually came from when I was sitting in on his English retreat last July. So the root of the theme is from Swamiji's retreat, and he was mentioning trust a few times, and that's when the idea came out would be a good theme for our retreat. So welcome, Swamiji.
Thank you. Thank you. Vitarupananda. Thank you. Thank you for this nice introduction. So, I hope that you can all see me well and you hear the sound okay? Okay, good, good, good. So, Makiko, you made this sign. So that's for okay? Yeah, okay. Interesting. When you make that sign sometimes, yeah, see? And there's another one, I think. Oh yes, yes. If you make this one, something comes out, you know? See? The computer seems to be catching up something. But if you make this one, I don't know if it... What? What?
No, it was Makiko who went way above. What was that meaning? What was the meaning?
Circle is good and not good is cross.
Oh, okay. That circle means good.
Yeah, must be some kind of Navy thing.
No. Maybe it's a Japanese sign.
Okay, must be. All right. Nice. Very nice. Om. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Yadamoram Gurur Murti Pujamoram Gurur Padam Mantramoram Gurur Vakya Mokshamoram Guru Kripaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanjaya Shantaya Niranambaya Tejase Om Namo Bhagavate Shivandaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivandaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivandaya. Om. Blessed immortal Atman, beloved children of the Divine. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. So, the theme is Trust that Liberates. The question that is there is, how is it possible to go from this idea of being the body and mind, which is minuscule in this vast, almost, who could say, infinite universe, mortal, from this mortal frame, this mortal body, this limited mortal body. How can we go and is it possible to attain the infinite, supreme, eternal being? Well, we have a knowledge, we have the treasure of a knowledge which comes from the Holy Land of India, which is, you're not the body, you're not the mind, you are the immortal self, or Atman. And just like a wave on the ocean might be thinking, I am a wave, the wave is not a wave because the identity of the wave, the I of the wave, is the ocean itself. There are billions of waves, but one single ocean at the base of each and every wave. And in a certain way, we can say that each wave has a dignity of, a nobility of being the ocean. After all, when there are no waves, the ocean alone is there. So the waves are not an existence independent from the ocean. They are not a creation of the ocean. The waves are an expression of the ocean. So, in the same manner, we are not independent from the infinite, from the consciousness of God. We are expressions. Everything in the universe is an expression of that consciousness, an expression of God. So we have that knowledge, we have that knowledge in our lives, and so we know that that is the truth of our being. But now the condition of the human being is that we are living as human beings on this still this human level, where there is a condition which is limited, mortal, and to which we are identified. And the question is, how is it possible to go from this condition and to go to that being which is infinite and eternal. So that is the question. And so there, relative to that, the answer of the sages is one single word, which cannot be easily translated in English. It is Shraddha. Shraddha. Shraddha means trust. It means faith. It means also a faith as far as the self is concerned. So they ask us to have Shraddha. Part of Shraddha is, yes, trust. So again, to the example of the wave on the ocean, it's as if you tell a wave, oh, little wave, you are not this little wave, and the mountain of identification that you have on the level of the wave, you are verily the ocean itself. So suppose that the wave has a capacity now to believe that. So, oh, okay, I accept that. And so the wave will then, when it believes I am one with the ocean, in the course of its life, where it is true, you can say it will reveal itself because that's what she believes. There is a story of a beggar which is on the bridge, a story of the Puranas. A beggar is on the bridge, and he's about 16 years old. He's in a kingdom. He's there since he's young, and he's begging on that bridge. Suddenly, the king and the queen of the kingdom, they realize, oh my God, they get the knowledge that this boy, which is begging, which is about 16 years old on the bridge, is actually the son that they have lost when when he was a baby. So immediately they send the soldiers to the boy, and the soldiers, they arrive to the boy, oh, your majesty, you're not a beggar. You're actually the son of the queen and king of the kingdom. Please come and claim your place in the palace. So immediately the boy accepts that knowledge. He stands up, leaves his position as a beggar, and goes and now is a prince. So this is what you can say a kind of expression of Shraddha. So he gets a knowledge and immediately says, ah, is that so? Okay, I accept it. So a moment ago, he was a beggar. That is the condition in which he lived for many years. Now he's a prince. But even when he was a beggar, he was actually not a beggar, he was a prince. Even though he believed he was a beggar, he lived the condition of a beggar, still, yet he was a prince. The moment that he gets the knowledge, he accepts it and he believes it. You can say he trusts it. And then, oh, okay. And immediately, then there is you could say, a realization. So it is Shraddha ultimately that liberates or that is making you then, you could say, go from this mortality to awake to that divine being. A man comes to Ramana Maharshi one day and says, "Oh Ramana, please, I want to realize God." And Ramana says to him, "But you are already realized." And the man says, "Yes, but I don't believe it." And Ramana says, "Well, that is the problem." So, sadhana, the whole sadhana, is actually an exercise to, at the end of the day, have a simple shraddha, a belief. And when that belief is there and that you have ripened to antaryamin, to that inner peace, and that you cease to believe that you're that body and mind and this mountain of ideas, then the beyond naturally presents itself, where actually you are spirit, where you are that consciousness. That consciousness lies here and now in the beyond. The spirit that you are is infinite and eternal. It is not in the experience of the mind, it is beyond. So there is the shraddha of that belief. I am that divine self. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. I am the immortal self or Atman. Chidanan, Chidanan, Chidanandahum. Arahallamernamasta Satchidanandahum. I am Chidanda, I am that consciousness. I am not the body, I am not the mind. So, when we claim that, yet the truth is that profoundly, yes, we may say that, so then why does it not present itself? The answer is, well, because it is not profoundly believed, but also it's not just the fact that we have to profoundly believe it, it's like also, especially the fact that you have to, oh, I have it. Wait. I have birds coming and hitting the, I don't want them to get hurt. When they see inside, they think they can go through and they will die on the window, hitting the window. It's okay. Good. And so it is not just to believe, but it is also to the belief in a cessation of being, that body and mind, being this belief in the world. And that is creating the ahankar, the ego which is really nothing. Every night it dies. And yet during the daytime it exists, it seems to exist. And so the condition of being this body and mind, the thoughts, the feelings, the attachment to this worldly environment. So that must die, you could say, first. And so we use a principle that is called Antaryamin, the inner beingness, peace within. There is a vast world outside, a vast universe, but all this universe that you see is a tiny expression actually, though it is so vast and it is an expression, a wave of the peace within. The peace within is God. So, in our way, in our spiritual path, we start with the sadhana on the level of the body and mind, yoga. It's a yoga, where, for example, we repeat God's name, we practice the presence of God, we offer our actions to God, we live our lives as if everything that we do is actually the service of God. So if you have a job, you work for Air India, you have the passengers, so your attitude is the service is not the service of Air India, it's not the service of the passengers. My service is actually the service of God. So it is a simple attitude. An attitude, and in the morning we go and we have a bath in the presence of God, we repeat God's name, and we abide in as much as we can in that peace with a concentrated mind on the thought of God, thought with a big T. And then during the day we have an attitude of everything that I do is a service of God. It's not the service of Air India, it's the service of God. It's not the service of the passenger. So when the passengers are there, uh, it is God that I'm serving. So sometimes God can come and he comes in an impatient form, and God comes in a patient form. God comes in a kind with kindness, and God comes with unkindness. So whatever it is, God, and so that gives I have this attitude. So developing this attitude, for example, is a position of yoga. It is done on the level of mind. So many yogas are there, many paths are there. And the purpose of the yoga is to ripen to antaryamin, to the peace within. Now, when peace is there, when peace occupies your heart, that peace is God. So you have that peace, and now that peace is the river. When you're waiting for a bus, you say, I want to go from Rishikesh to Delhi. You enter the bus because it is written, this bus goes to Delhi. You trust when you go into the bus that you are not going to go to Uttarkashi or Gangotri, that it's going to take you to Delhi. When you take the plane, you embark on the plane in Delhi, and you want to fly to Brussels or Frankfurt. You trust that the pilot is not going to bring you to opposite direction to, I don't know, Timbuktu. You trust, no, this plane is going to Brussels. This plane, so you embark and you trust that the plane is going in the right direction. Mind you, in the world, sometimes the trust is betrayed. So, like in this Malaysian Airlines flight, you embark on a plane, you go to China, and you end up in the South Polar regions in the south of Australia to the west into the ocean. So sometimes in this world, your trust is betrayed. But Antaryamin, that peace within, is an absolute value because it is God. But it takes a long time, you could say, or it takes sometimes to profoundly to believe in God, to be profoundly convinced that peace within, the silence within, is God. And in the where trust comes in is that there is a trust in there that God is here in the form of that peace. Therefore, then everything in this world belongs to that peace or that silence. Everything is an expression of that silence. I myself, I'm not doing, thou art doing. I'm not doing, thou art doing. So that means that you're not the doer. The ahankar is being replaced by a conviction that it is silence, that is acting, that is thinking, that is walking, that is seeing, that is working. It is because that you are being replaced by a body of silence, a body of inner peace. And so that's why there is the expression asa, toma, satkamaya, lead me from the unreal to the real. So we go from the unreal, the idea of being the body and mind, to that reality which is peace within, silence within, with the conviction and the belief that that silence is God. So there is the light of you have a power in your life, which is a power of love, a power of belief, which is actually a ray of the consciousness that you are. And the question is, how is it invested? So the investment here is I believe in God in the form of that inner peace. I believe in, that is, for example, Christ in me, or that is Rama in me, that is Balla Krishna in me, that is the Divine Mother. In India, we use a lot this aspect of our life as an expression of the Divine Mother. God is here tangible, accessible in the form of that inner peace. So it's motherly because you can touch it. And using Saguna helps you to abide in that peace, and it helps you to cease to be that ahankar, this body and mind, and this being anchored there. But sometimes in life we have, you know, um, situations of that are situations sometimes of life and death, situations that comes in our lives, and so or situations where we may lose something, situations where we are having some kind of trouble, and yet we are requested to trust in God in the form of that peace. So very often people are not ready. So you have, for example, a woman. She's there living her life, and suddenly she goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells her she's 35 years old, 40 years old, 45 years old, and then the doctor tells her, oh, you have cancer. So we need a cancer of the breast, and we need to take it. It's a very dangerous cancer. You need to have an operation. You need to have some treatments and all this. And so people generally are not ready, but a spiritual person, it is expected from that person that she trusts in God in the form of that peace. I belong to that peace which is immortal. I love God in the form of that peace. So I'm not impressed by this situation that happens, that rises in my life. I am impressed, I abide in this pre-renunciation. That's a pre-renunciation. Peace is a place of pre-renunciation. And so that is the the sadhana. And peace is the river. It is the vidya maya, the current. Peace is the silence, is the river that, which is actually the passion of God. It rushes for you to the infinite that you are. It makes it possible for you to cease to be this body of flesh and blood, to be first the body of peace and silence. So much so that the heart of the Bhagavad Gita is actually that. The ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita: offer me everything, renounce all dharmas, take refuge in me and me alone. So it becomes a position where I abide in that silence, which is, we call it Balarama, or Bala Krishna. It's not Krishna as an adult yet, it's the child God. It's Rama's child, it's Krishna as a child, but it's not the image, it's actually that peace. It's a transition, it's like, because the purpose is I, the self, where there is actually Krishna or Bhagavan or Rama or whatever. There is that being beyond even the word itself. So we're using this peace. And so again, silence is trustworthy, because that silence is God. And to trust in God in the form of that silence, that is, you must understand that in some philosophies, in some religions, they don't believe in God. And so that same peace and silence can be used without using the fact of God in that silence. And so it's not silence in itself, because if you're not putting the fact of God in that silence, you still remain as this individual thing, this individual personality, which is having this experience of silence. Just like a wave, you still are a wave, but you have a capacity to dive deep into the waterness of the ocean, but then you come back again to this condition of being a wave. So here, trust is trust in God, the belief in God in the form of that silence, in the form of antaryamin, that peace within, is fundamental. Because what you love, you become. So as a first step, and that makes it possible to die to this idea of being a wave, to become the water of life. So what you love, you become. So we love God in the form of that peace which is Christ in me. So I'm not thinking, I'm not talking, Christ is talking. I'm not seeing, Christ is seeing. Being a body of Christ, it's like that is a Eucharisty, being the body of Christ, being a body of that of God, of that body of Ma, the Divine Mother. And then all that still is done, this workout is still being done on the level of mind. And yet, though it is done on the level of mind, because mind makes it possible to feel that peace and silence, it still is this trust makes it possible to die to the ahankar, to this individual personality. It makes it possible to die to this ahankar. So when you are sufficiently dead to that body and mind, then of course the self can rise. The self can rise. It becomes possible to discover in your life the beyond. The beyond is always there, but the sense of the person just comes as something that hides it. The sense of being that body and mind hides it. And so, using that inner beingness, that is a life of trust. I have a couple of students, they have a son. So their son, Mael, had one day an infection, and he was at the hospital almost in a comatic situation. And so he had, what do you call, meningitis, yes. And so we didn't know if the meningitis was viral or bacterial. And if it was bacterial, very dangerous, he could die. If it is a condition, that means that there are good chances that he dies. But if it is a meningitis which is viral, then the good chances that he's going to survive. But he was almost in a comatic condition. And so the parents, they were following me since many years. In that case, they did what they did. But imagine yourself in that condition. So you have two choices. Are you ready for that? That means the position that we are expecting here is a position where you have, you trust God in the form of that silence, and my son, Mael, does not belong to me, he belongs to that silence which is Christ in me. So then trust is like, okay, it becomes a cross. My son does not belong to me, so the ego is crucified by that position. The ego, my son, is crucified by that position. No, my son does not belong to me, he belongs to Christ or to that peace which is God, which is Rama, the Divine Mother, here in that peace, in that silence. So then that is what is expected from the disciple. That is what is expected. That is what is expected from that. Now, if the person is, the parents are crying, my son, then they may cry, they are in emotions. So emotion brings commotions. We're not interested in emotions, we're not interested in commotions. There's a lack of devotion. And devotion is no, I trust God in the form of that silence. Not that the result is going to be the way I want, because my son does not belong to me, it belongs to God, which is here in the form of that silence. And it becomes, thy will be done. It's a terrible, terrible position. Oof. But beautiful, beautiful at the same time. That's the meaning of the crucifixion. That's the meaning, there's a crucifixion of the ego. So the ego must die. Ego must die. So it can be crucified, it can be burned, it can be chopped off, it can be put in the water, it can be put many ways burned in toto. We are having no compassion for the ego. Let the ego die. Very good. But it's a practice of trust, trusting God in the form of that. Because the thing also is that when that silence is here, you should have a capacity to live in your daily life connected to that silence. Connected to that silence. And then again, someone may say, well, how do you get connected to that silence? Well, I'll go. It means that you have to use the saguna. The saguna is an idea of God that makes it possible to be connected to that residual peace which is there in the daily activities, where that peace here is sufficiently here, but you are putting upon it an idea of God which makes it possible for you to be connected to that silence. And so it's not just a sadhana of 1 hour in the morning where you're meditating, it's a sadhana of 7, 8, 9 hours during the day where you're actually connected to that inner peace. And so that is a life of trust. That is a life of trust. And trust then indeed liberates, because one day the grace of Gurudev, because that peace is, that antaryamin is actually amrita, it's a nectar of immortality. It takes you from the mortal to the immortal, it takes you from the unreal to the real. But then, one day, it is time. You have sufficiently ripened. Like it says in the Old Testament, awake, awake, awake to that spirit. O Jerusalem, O body of peace and silence, thou hast drunken in the hands of the Lord the cup of his fury. So we're drinking the Amrita, we drink this Amrita, and then we are able, the grace of God comes. Grace comes because one day it is time to wake up to the beyond. So then you apply this to yourself. Okay, I am that. So you discover in the waking state, the state in which you are in deep sleep, and then it is revealed. You find the place of the infinite which is in the beyond, and then I is there. And I is spirit, the great spirit. Thou art that. So that's a process of how it is done. Any questions?
Sachin?
What
He
else do you
came to
want?
your retreat in Assisi.
Oh, such it. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, please come.
I thought I understood. I heard. Is that it?
Oh, you heard it.
So I said, what else do you want? So, Sachit, Hari Om, Sachit.
Hari Om, Swamiji. Very good to see you again. Very
Yes, good to see you.
Oh, yes, thank you. So, you mentioned, okay, I guess there are kind of two. I guess I'm trying to pick which one to ask. You mentioned, like, everything belongs to that piece. So, for instance, even the child doesn't belong to the parents. And I think the resistance maybe that comes up, there's obviously a lot of resistance in the ego with that, but one is, what if God brings me something, let's say I get a really good job offer, and it feels like a gift, as if, oh, God has given me this thing. What am I missing in that view?
And if you get a good job offer, can you please explain what you're saying?
Sorry, yes, maybe it's not clear. Yeah, so, suppose I even have a child, let's say. Let's use that as an example. So,
Yeah.
so there is this strong feeling that this thing was brought into my life. So should there not be a sense at all that this thing was given to me, for instance, by God? Rather, it's just showing up, but it's not mine?
Oh, such it.
Give the example of my father when he went up the road.
Yeah, well, yes. Your father that was going up the steps, and then he yells at God, "Don't I have a responsibility to my children? Don't I have a duty to them?" And then as he's walking out the steps, and God yells back at him, "I have given you that responsibility, and I've taken it back." And God yelling from the sky to him, walking up the steps like this. And even when God spoke to him like this, still he still was angry at God, like father and son, I'm still angry at you. Okay. So the thing is, you know, we are expecting you to move away from that position of being the body and mind. So the question of God being a thought separated from you, it should it should move. It should be gone when you're arriving at the ashram like this. The interest is to realize God, and so the question of a God that is separated from you, you should understand that actually there's no such God separated from you. When we're doing our practice, we have the practice of the presence of God. Even if we don't feel that peace, there is a presence of God. And then there's an attitude that everything that I do is actually, for example, you could have a position, everything that I do is the service of God. So you get an opportunity of the service of God. So you may accept it it's not a question of being the body and mind and the God that is separated from you, that is giving you an opportunity as Satchit and thing. This is such a primitive position that you have to give that up. It's like still you're still babbling into a position of walking like a baby on four legs. No, so it's like this is not so. So that means that in the sadhana, in this process, there is an interest. God is the goal of life. So in the very beginning, we are expecting you to have in your sadhana, yes, you use your mind, but then you have that means you can repeat God's name, you can practice the presence of God, but then also in life, in this physical, in this world, there is an attitude. Everything that I do, I offer to God, and it becomes, or you could say, it's the service of God. So, for example, a mother is giving birth to a baby. She has that beautiful baby, which is a newborn baby in her arms. So the mother can have an attitude where it is my baby, which would be natural. But then, even as she's having that baby, when we're talking here, in terms of the attitude should be, because I have actually a lady, her name is Angela from Chile. And she had that newborn baby 20 years ago, and now she's a grown-up little girl, and Angel. And so I was talking about peace and silence, and then she said, Swamiji, when you say that my daughter does not belong to me, it belongs to that peace, that makes me scared. I said, no, you should not because jump like this. You should first have an attitude. Your baby is an expression of God. So that means you're now having not my baby, not my child, but an attitude, it's an expression of God. So my service to the baby is not the service of my baby, it's the service of God. So that's the attitude. Even in the beginning, we're expecting that's the sadhana. The idea, my child is inevitable. That's the problem. That's inevitable. But the practice, the sadhana at that level, but besides repeating God's name, besides the presence of God, whatever she can do in the daily activities, is an attitude. The attitude, imagine a bowl. Imagine you have rain, and the rain is actually the grace of God. So the bowl can be in this position, and the bowl can be in that position. When the bowl is upside down, even if you have a flood of rain falling, it will never get filled. It will always stay empty. The attitude is just a little change of nothing. You shift it like this. And then very quickly it gets filled with the grace of that rain. And it gets filled. So just like that, the attitude is everything that you do in life is actually the service of God. And then it doesn't matter if you get an opportunity like this, an opportunity like that. Of course, you can find the best opportunities that you can. Why not? In a good way. So you find the best opportunity that you have. Sometimes you may want to shift from that place to that place. It may be interesting or not. But all this is done with an attitude of everything that I do is the service of God. But you can only have this attitude when you're having a one-pointedness in your life. what I want in my life is to realize God. So first and foremost, there is a goal in life, and the goal of life is God. So that's a one-pointedness. Oh God, all that I want in my life is to realize God. That is the highest achievement. That's the only achievement that is worthwhile. That is the purpose of this human birth. And so to achieve that goal, then okay, then you are doing a certain practice. So you different practice like this, but then in life, in the daily life, it's an attitude. Besides repeating God's name in your free times and always abiding in His presence, it's like everything that I do is the service of God. So that gives a directional sense to your life, and very soon that Antaryamin will present itself. It's a life of trust and belief. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just turned the microphone back on. I think it caused an echo. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yes.
go.
Were you finished? I'm sorry. Were you finished?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, that was very helpful. Yes, thank you, Swamiji. Appreciate it.
You have a second question?
No, actually, that helped immensely with both. Yeah.
It was a wonderful answer.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Anybody else have any questions?
I'll do it.
Sorry? Michael. Okay, great.
Hello?
Hari Om.
Oh, I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Okay, I think I got a bit confused because you first said to Satchit that you shouldn't think about this in terms of, you said it was quite, I think you just said primitive to think of it in terms of a individual, a world, and then God. But then you say that you must have that attitude of turning the bowl upside down and doing everything as a service unto that God. But then are we not also saying that that's still me as an individual devoting my life unto this external entity?
Who says it's external? I didn't say it's external.
Oh, sorry, not separate. Sorry, separate's probably a better word.
Well, external or separate, you know, it's neither external nor separate.
But doesn't faith...
But the thing is, you have to start where you are. When you think that you're the body and mind, well, that's a position that you have. You cannot suddenly establish yourself. Like imagine a wave on the ocean, thinking I'm a wave of the Pacific Ocean. This is my mother wave, my father wave. This is my country wave. This is, and you have belief in all these conditions. So that's your position. And then you want to realize the ocean. And then the ocean is the eye of your life. So that wave does not have access neither to the ocean, the eye of its life, nor does it have access to hello?
Hello?
Hello? So,
Hello?
yeah, we have lost the input. Nor does it have you can hear me, right?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. So nor does it have access to the waterness, to the waterness. Man is a wave on the ocean that lives disconnected from water. You understand my point?
Yes, yeah, that's actually very helpful. Thank you.
And so the only way that you can do it in the beginning is on the level of mind, because we have to start where we are. And so on the mind level, even that peace within is something that feels like that is that feels to, if man feels that, he's going to feel, is going to have a great fear of that peace within. So then we have to start on the level of mind. So on the level of mind, the attitude is everything is, we are using the presence of God. You know? So just now, for example, you don't see me, right? You don't see me?
No, no, we can.
But
can.
but you believe in my presence, do you?
Yes, I do.
That's the point. It seems that you don't see God, but you believe in God. Doesn't mean that you believe that God is separate from you, but you believe in God. But because on the level of mind, that's what you can do. So you start there, and then the point is the attitude is that everything is an expression of God as much as you can do, because in the so when you are working, for example, believing, okay, this is an expression of God, it will take a certain workout to believe, okay, this my company is not that for which I work is the service of God and all that. It takes a certain attitude. But as you practice this attitude, which is imperfect in the beginning, you are inevitably, you're going in the direction, because God is universal in that case. God is everywhere. But then you're in your mind, okay, everything that I do is the service of God. It's an attitude, and that makes this inner peace in you ripen. And that's the point, because then God becomes tangible. So on the level of the body and mind, we are, for example, you have the events. So you have lots of the actuality. You will hear in India the news, that pop, 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 these are the news. You hear in your country the news, you have the news. But you're connected only to what you can think of. But you're ripening to a principle, to peace within, and on the level of that peace, there is God that is actually tangible. And connected to that peace within, you're connected to the totality. You're connected to what's going on the planet Mars, to what's going on the furthest stars of the universe. You're connected to the totality, because that peace within is God. So it starts on the level of mind with the human being, as I said to Sachit, with an attitude that, okay, everything that I do is the service of God. And you repeat God's name, and you do your practice of the presence of God. And then you have, of course, basic, God as the goal of your life. And then soon enough, the first train, the first plane to God, because, as I said, you can take a plane and you trust that it's going to bring you there, but you can absolutely trust, God is absolutely trustworthy. So when peace comes into your life, that is the train that you can catch, and that in this lifetime you will realize God. Because that peace you can trust, that in that peace you can love God in the form of that peace. That peace is the super bullet train that goes to God directly, and then it's an absolute value that you can absolutely trust. And there is a oneness in that. It's unifying the whole system, just like a wave on the ocean. It feels the waterness, and then all the waves that the wave sees belong to that water that it feels within. That's a point.
Hello. Thank you very much. That was very useful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Now, we've lost the image, right?
You know what? We see you very clearly, Swamiji. You
Oh,
can-
you see me?
Yes.
Ah, okay, because I don't see you. I've lost your image. Is it me? Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, if you see me, that's the main point. Okay, so
So, does anybody else have any questions? Is Karma Priya here? Do you have anything? Yes. Oh,
Hari Om Swamiji. Can you see me?
Rio. No, I cannot see you.
Okay, good. Mr. Darkness speaking. Swamiji, this is Parul, and I wanted to hear a little bit more about what you said regarding Balarama and Balakrishna. They are like growing stages, did you say? What did you mean?
Ah, well, you know, Bala, Rama, Bala Krishna means Rama as a child and Krishna as a child. So, you know the story of Yashoda when she arrives to Krishna and then she says to Krishna, Krishna, open your mouth because she believes what the children said that he's eating dirt. Remember that story?
Yes.
So then he opens his mouth, and inside of his mouth, she sees first the whole of Vrindavan, and then she sees the whole of the planet with the other the solar system, and then she sees the whole galaxies, and then she sees all these countless galaxies, and even the universe, and then she sees herself looking into the mouth of Krishna in the mouth of Krishna. And she starts trembling too much, and then Krishna immediately comes back to his original form as a little child. So you can call that Bala Krishna. So that Bala Krishna is actually that antaryamin, that peace within that you feel. So that means that when you feel peace within, it is Bala Krishna. That means this whole universe that you see, that is just an expression of that peace within. It belongs to that peace. It is all happening here in that peace which is Bala Krishna. But at the same time, peace or that silence or Bala Krishna is a movement, a river, which ripens you. It is Amrita, the nectar of immortality. It transforms you from a body of thinking that you're this Mr. So-and-so with all the world of definitions that goes to it, to this body of Balakrishna, of that silence. Then that is, so Balakrishna, Balarama is a Saguna. And then soon enough, you profoundly believe in God in the form of that silence. And you don't even need the word Balakrishna or Balarama. And then, one day, when you, that peace, that Amrita, the nectar of immortality, you have drunken for years, this peace and silence, then it is time to wake up to Krishna, to Bhagavan, to I, and find the beyond. With the grace of Gurudev, that's when it comes. That's the point.
Got it, Swamiji. Thank you.
Welcome.
so anybody else have any questions? Yes, somebody else, one person, yes.
Hari Om Swamiji, I am Bharat.
Hari Om.
Hope you can see me.
I cannot see you.
Then again, the darkness speaking. We feel blessed. We are in the retreat and daily at satsang, daily practices, lectures. So I recently came, to the ashram after 4 years. So I'm thinking like after 2 days I'm going back to the worldly affair. I'll be stuck in my job, in my responsibility, and I'm so scared. Like, what will happen to me?
Yes. So the question is, what can you do about that?
Yes.
Right? Or do you have another question?
The same. The question is same.
So you see, the first thing to do is to reflect upon your life. You must reflect. You must think. What is it that you have? You have a certain age now. What is your age?
Swamiji, I'm quite old. I'm 50.
Oh no, not that old, but old enough. Yes, yes. So you know, so if you look now, one day, inevitably, remember one thing. At one day in your life, maybe when you're 90 years old, for example, the body dies. So one day you will be on your deathbed. So when you are about to die, what is your condition at that time? In what condition do you want to be when you die? And you have to think about that, because that moment is an absolute value. It comes to everyone. So you have to remember that. And then when you remember that, you say, oh, what I want in my life is actually to achieve this spiritual purpose. I want to realize where I am one with God. You should have a goal in your life, a bright goal like this, and then it becomes like the one-pointed thing in your lives. Oh, that's what I want. It's a determination that is for you to decide. Yes, but that reflection about that is very useful in that sense. And then when you decide like this, and you have that one-pointedness, then you can take refuge in a simple practice. The practice of the repetition of God's name, the practice of the presence of God in as much as possible in all the activities of your life, the practice of the presence, the practice of the repetition of God's name, and also the attitude which I mentioned. Everything that I do is the service of God. So have an attitude. But again, this attitude comes when you have made God the exclusive purpose of your life. Life will happen the way it must happen anyway. There is no free will. Life happens as it should happen. There is no free will. So you lose nothing by having this intense spiritual sadhana. The God is this practice does not prevent you from doing what you have to do in life. But that is something that you should keep as a treasure, secret in your heart. It should not be shared with your friends. It's not something to talk about in the worldly manner. It's something that is in your heart that you keep as a profound secret, and then you work on that like an oyster is working on a pearl.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? I think that's all the questions, Swamiji.
All right.
So, thank you. It was a very beautiful talk and very helpful answers. And I was almost going to ask you, so I'm half asking you anyway, if you're willing to share the story, because it's such a beautiful story of trust, the story of your experience when you were in that, I think in a bank in Haiti.
Yes, yes.
And the dacoits came in?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
No, you
well-
have to see Swamiji, because he'll demonstrate this. What happened?
Well, I was, my father was selling water sterilizer, and we were waiting for the director of the teleco to give us a check. When two Tonton Makut came in, and they are people that are working for the dictator of the country, and they can kill you for a yes or no very easily. So they walk in, one was in uniform and one was in civilian clothes. And the one in uniform had a machine gun, kind of machine gun like this. So he left his machine gun on the seat next to his friend and walked into the office of the director to collect some money. And so I said to the one that was left, I didn't know he was a Tonton Makut, I said to him, it's funny, he's leaving his machine gun like this alone. And the other man is the man that is in front of me says to me, do you want me to try it on you? And then spontaneously I said to him, if you think that you can kill me by killing this body, please be my guest. Shoot here. And I opened my arm like this. You think you can kill me by killing this body? Ha! There, come on, be my guest, shoot here. And funnily, what happened to him is that he started to tremble. He started to tremble. He said to me, who are you? Are you? What are you doing to me? You're a sorcerer? You're a sorcerer? A voodoo sorcerer? What happened actually to him is that the peace, which is God as mother, manifested itself in him. And that's as if the Divine Mother in him says, the peace in him becomes a great fear. For the devoted, it is peace. But to the ignorant man, the man who is full of anger, passion, jealousy, it becomes a great fear. And that he was terrified by this peace, which is actually felt as if you're dying. And then it's as if the Divine Mother saying, yes, waking up in him in the form of that peace. Something you want to do? So then his friend came out and they left without asking. So that's the story. Without asking anything, he ran away.
I love that story when he thought it was voodoo. I thought that had to be the funniest thing.
Yeah. That's his level of thinking and belief.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you, bro. And just, by the way, tomorrow being New Year's Eve, we'll be celebrating here. And the wish that you and Divyabhav had, that Swami Brahmanandaji's book, Wisdom Teachings, is going to be released tomorrow night.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
That's good.
you're coming to India soon, in a few days?
Yes, I'm leaving on Saturday. I'll be at the ashram on Monday, I believe. Yes.
Monday?
Yes, I'll be at Monday, yeah.
So that is
So-
January what? Anybody know?
Fifth.
Yeah.
Fifth.
Oh,
Fifth.
so some of you may still be here. Who knows? Did we lose? Oh. Okay. So, bro, I think, Swamiji? Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes?
yes, I think we'll say good night and thank you very much for your beautiful talk and wonderful answers.
Okay, well, let me just do my little concluding prayers quickly. Huh?
TK, TK.
Before. Om. Om. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purna Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate Om Shanti 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 Om. God bless you all. Thank you,
Thank
sis.
you. Yeah.
Om.